name is David Blain. I work as an attorney at the law offices of Ted Wacker. So the Gomez case was a T-bone car accident here in Irvine. The plaintiffs were Oscar Gomez and Elena Gomez, their husband and wife, and as he was traveling through an intersection to make a left turn, the defendant ran a red light at a high rate of speed, T-boned the Gomez's vehicle. The Gomez's truck rolled anywhere between 1.5 to 3 times, and then it stopped on its roof upside down so that the tires were pointing up to the sky. Both Oscar Gomez and Elena Gomez had their seatbelts on, and so as the truck stopped upside down, they were suspended by their seatbelts, primarily the lap belt across their stomach, just hanging upside down until Good Samaritans and witnesses came to their vehicle and helped both of them out. It started out as a liability dispute. It was a red light case, and the defense started with the position that the Gomez's ran the red light and their insured, their client, had the green light. But there were several witnesses to the accident. I took the depositions of the witnesses, and they all confirmed the Gomez's version of the accident, which is the Gomez's had the green light. Both of them had bleeding in their abdomen, but the primary injury was to Elena Gomez's abdomen. The reason why I contacted DK Global is because I wanted help illustrating for the jury the surgery that Mrs. Gomez had to her abdomen. It's not a common surgery. It's much easier for me to show an illustration of that surgery than it is to explain it in words, because I could say, she had a resection in the small intestine with a side-to-side anastomosis. Most people don't even know what that means, but when I hold up a medical illustration that shows a scalpel cutting out the damaged portion of the intestine, and then it shows the healthy parts of the intestine being sewed back together, they understand completely without me really having to try to explain it to them. It's truly the situation where a picture is worth 1,000 words. I also contacted DK Global to help me illustrate the fractures in the spine that both Oscar Gomez and Elena Gomez suffered in the accident. In an illustration, you can show the vertebrae in the spine, you can show at what level the fracture was and where it was located, and the part of the vertebrae that was actually fractured. And so DK Global was able to do both those things for me. The case was settled during trial. It got resolved by settlement for $1.5 million for Mrs. Gomez and Mr. Gomez. And so the settlement and the resolution of the case really put them in a much more secure footing and a much more secure spot for the retirement years. So I think the medical illustrations that DK Global provided to me on this case greatly influenced the value of the case. The defense lawyer commented on how nice the illustrations were, and she was impressed by them. So I think it made an impact in the mind of the defense too, to fully understand the nature and the extent of these injuries, and just to show that these illustrations were accurate and they would be put in front of a jury, and a jury would be able to latch onto them and understand fully what happened to Mrs. Gomez.